Are you an overachiever? If yes, welcome to the minority experience. One of the good and bad things about being a minority from the BIPOC community, religious community, cultural community, ethnic community is the pressure placed upon individuals to succeed, to be good. That pressure that comes externally from family who pushes, tend to push minorities into high-paying gigs, push them at school, push them to learn instruments, push them to perform. And that internal criticism, the internal sense of, that you owe something to your family, your community to be the best, not just the best that you can be, but the best in general. And what that results in for a lot of minority professionals I talk to is this sense of hollowness and emptiness. This sense of, are we really living lives for ourselves or living lives for someone else? Are we living lives that are meaningful for us, that make us want to get out of bed in the morning, that really light us up? Are we living life for somebody else, trying to help someone else's maybe dream come true? And so for minority professionals who are struggling with this, I would say the first step is just understand where this pressure comes from. The external versus internal, right? The external that can come from family, that come from a community, that come from a religious institution, and internal. That sense of how much of this is really coming from you, the life that you're living. The second thing you want to do is identify if it's really your goal. And this is the hardest part because for a lot of minorities, we've been kind of listening to our parents. Every time we would talk about what we want, clothes were bought for us, furniture was bought for us, school choices were made for us, food choices were made, you name it. And so imagine spending 18, 20 years where all these small choices and big choices have been made for you. And then one day you show up as an adult and you're expected to make choices for yourself and you just don't know how to make it because you've never been given the chance to flex that muscle. Every time you've talked about making a choice that stemmed from you, something you wanted, somebody shot you down, told you how you were being disrespectful, how that was a bad choice, how you were being stupid about it. And so not only were you not given the space to practice making choices or to even hear your voice, the reality was when you put your real voice out there, when you kind of stated to the world, here's what I like, it was shot down. And what that meant was you started questioning your own choices, questioning your own sense of the world. And so what I would say is, and it's a question that comes from Peter Drucker when it comes to businesses. And the idea was, if we were not in this business already, would we be in this business today? Now let that sink in. And the way I'd ask you as an individual is, if you were not doing X already, would you start doing X today? So, example, if you were a minority who was pushing the classical, lawyer, doctor, accountant, banker pathway, and you stop and ask yourself and said, if I wasn't doing one of these four paths already, would I be doing it right now? And stay in that discomfort because the goal here is you're trying to find that inner voice of yours that not only has the volume turned all the way down, but it's been muffled. It's been muffled by all the restraints of your family, society, and communities. And you want her, and you're trying to do is you're trying to hear that voice clearer for yourself. You're trying to turn that volume up as well. This is going to get more difficult. The third one is, reconnect with joy, not just achievements. Now, for minorities, the sense of achievement was that medal, that award, that prize. But that's about things that we're doing, not about who we are. And joy is about experiencing. It's about being part of who we are. And so the hard thing here is think about joy, not really in something you've done, you've achieved, you've accomplished, but simple joy, simple pleasures. Maybe it was a well-cooked meal, maybe it was a walk, maybe like in my case, it's just, refining a love for comic books. Something that isn't material, that has no monetization to it, but something that's just for you and connected with it. And again, it gets more and more difficult and complex is to trust yourself more. For a lot of minorities, we're raised in this background of being educated. The question is somewhere out there, there's a book, and I gotta find this book and I'm getting an answer. If I need a question, I gotta go to my parents, my society, member of my community, and someone's gonna give the answer to me. The hard thing is actually building up that strength from the inside out. Is learning to, again, hearing is a learning to detect your voice, but also being able to hear it more clearly. And some people might call it intuition. I think that's a good word for this. And you want to practice that ability to actually just hear your own voice and hear it more clearly, hear it louder. So when you're making decisions, try to check in with that voice. See if you feel somewhere physically. And try to just tap into it and try to understand, is this something that I really want to do? And this way, step by step, you're developing the muscle to actually bring back some joy into your life. Bring back that ability. Maybe you don't bring back, maybe just create the ability to live the life that you actually want. I'm Khalil Goliwala, host of the BIPOC Manager podcast. If you find this episode useful, please like, share, or comment. Thank you.